Liz, and we are here for our second episode of What's Cooking at the Capitol, where we bring you into our kitchens to talk about food and farm policies making their way through the State House while also sharing our favorite seasonal recipes. Today we are going to talk about the Healthy Local Food Incentives Fund, and that will help SNAP customers afford fresh veggies and fruits from local farms. And we're going to share how you can support that by sending an email to your legislators. We have drafted up this little action alert to make things really easy for you to make sending that email super simple. So if you're following along at home, look in the link for the chat.
And yesterday morning was opening day for the Old Capitol Farmers Market here in our hometown of Springfield. And to celebrate, Liz and I brought back all of the fresh fruits and vegetables that we could get our hands on. We have carrots and radishes from Fox Path Farm. We have these beautiful white radishes from Mueller Family Farm. We have purple asparagus from Paradise Valley. Green onions from Gregory's Orchard and Garden, so just all the colors of the rainbow here. So last week we went the cocktail route. We made a delicious margarita using glaciers and wild blackberry honeysuckle shrub. But today we're going a little healthier with all these fresh vegetables at our fingertips. We are going to prepare a spring charcuterie board, which is just a fancy way of saying meat, cheese, and veggie tray. I had to explain that to my parents yesterday.
So yeah, I've also heard adult lunchable, which I love. So to go along with our fresh veg, we've got salami to put on our tray, but you can leave that off if you are a vegetarian. We have pistachios and crackers to add that little crunch factor, and we're also going to whip up a creamy feta dip. So we have feta here, and you can grab the full recipe from the chat. So ignore the blending later in the video. And we washed all of our veggies already. We pre-chopped a little bit, but now we're gonna do the rest of the chopping, and then we'll build our charcuterie board together.
This is a live video. It's a little bit more of a complicated recipe than last time, so bear with us as we try to chop and talk.
Lots of action.
Okay, so I'm excited the farmers market is back in full swing here in Springfield, and we are fortunate that our office is just a block away from the farmers market. But if you're following along at home and you're not sure where to find a nearby farmers market, you're not sure of the opening dates or the hours, check out buyfreshbuylocalillinois.org for farmers markets and local farms near you. We're going to drop that link in the chat as well. It's www.buyfreshbuylocalillinois.org.
Yes, and these veggies are super gorgeous. We have like 3 different kinds of radishes here, purples and pinks, and look at this beautiful purple asparagus. I don't know if you can see that, but it's gorgeous. And I might start snacking, so I'm sorry if our board is lacking a little of these veggies, but they are a really perfect segue to start talking about the Healthy Local Food Incentives Fund. We're really, really fortunate to be able to have access to these beautiful veggies. But not everyone in our community is so lucky. Many SNAP customers actually don't have the ability to and the means to afford fresh produce. Live video. Wally, take over while I get this.
Yeah, so for the folks that might not know what a SNAP means, SNAP stands for Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program. It is a federally funded program, and it runs, some people might have referred to it as food stamps in the past, but these days it runs on a debit card type of system. It's called a link card in Illinois. I'm gonna fling it back over to you, Liz.
Sounds good. Let's see. So
many SNAP customers just don't have the means to afford fresh fruits and vegetables.
Right. So let me stop you right there. For folks that don't have the ability to do this and might not know what SNAP means, can you explain that, Molly?
Yeah, I just ran through that.
Okay.
So we're going to go on to the next part where, it sounds like a real problem that many folks can't afford fresh fruits and vegetables.
Right. So we are asking the state legislator for $500,000 to support the Healthy Local Food Incentives Fund. It's a statewide fund that would help farmers markets start or expand a SNAP match program.
Okay. We explained SNAP. Now, what does a SNAP match program do as I wave my knife around?
So basically, at a market, a SNAP match program, a customer can go to the market and use their EBT card and basically double what their swipe is going to be. So that is their ability to then afford fresh local food while also incentivizing them to spend their federal SNAP dollars with family farms instead of big box stores.
Oh, okay. So I really like the sound of that, but I'm having a little trouble envisioning how that works in my mind. So can you tell us a little bit more about how it works?
Well, we actually luckily have an expert here joining us today, Kayla Graven, the market manager of the Old Capitol Farmers Market in Springfield, which has operated a SNAP Match program for years, and she's going to tell us about it. Welcome, Kayla.
Hey guys, I'm really jealous I'm not having adult Lunchables with you, and also apparently petting your guys' dog.
Yes, that's Ozzy. He just loves to do this during.
He wanted in on the action.
Yeah, luckily it didn't happen last time, but so Kayla, you are here, and we're very grateful for that. But we're wondering, if you can tell us a little bit more about how the SNAP Match program works at your farmers market.
Yeah, so, when food stamps were around, farmers markets thrived with collecting them, and then they switched over to EBT, electronic transfer program. So a lot of farmers markets did not have the capability to be able to accept those funds, and our farmers market is very fortunate to be able to do that, and we also have the matching program as well. And now, what is the matching program? The matching program means, let's say someone comes up to our market tent with EBT. They will be able to swipe their EBT card, and load up our Healthy Ways card that's good for our farmers market, and we will match that $10 and be able to give that additional $10 for fruits and vegetables with their matching money that we get from Linked Up Illinois. And so they'll walk away with $20 to spend at our farmers market. Now we'll be able to match up to $25, but they can load our Healthy Ways card with their EBT card as much as they want to. Another thing that we're able to provide this year is pandemic EBT. So kids that are on free reduced lunches, they're able to come to the market, run their PEBT card, and we are also able to match those as well. So kids can come and be able to shop and take the power of the shopping of the list from their family and be able to buy their own fruits and vegetables.
Oh my gosh, I just love that. I did not know the Old Capitol Farmers Market was doing that this year. That's so heartwarming. Are there any stories or anecdotes you can share about how this works or how it impacts families?
We just started yesterday, but I have a great story from last year when the pandemic hit. So the pandemic hit, we were rushing on how to pivot the farmers market and how we can provide a safe environment. We are an essential business, so we never shut down during the pandemic, but we did get phone calls from people that do rely on the EBT through the summer, or our SNAP Match program. I received a phone call early in May from a lady. She was crying, and she said, this is the way I'm able to support my children through the summer because her children do depend on school lunches, and she's able to make her SNAP last longer by being able to have that matching funds as well at the farmers market.
So important to the people in our community to have this. Kayla, can you tell us how many dollars was the Old Capitol Farmers Market able to match last year?
Yeah, last year we were able to pay out our farmers $28,000. So $14,000 that was from match alone. And that is something that we do run out of. We did run out in October last year. So the last 4 markets did not have EBT because people can come back daily and able to match. So Wednesdays and Saturdays, they are able to match their market.
So you ran out last year. So that's a real bummer if you run out and you can't provide that matching to the community anymore. I'm sorry to hear that is a problem, but that's also why we're here to talk about the Healthy Local Food Incentives Fund and why that's so important. So thank you, Kayla, so much. This was really great and really helpful to paint a picture of how the SNAP Match works and why it's important to our communities.
So can you remind us, Kayla, when the market is happening? What are the dates and times?
Yes, so we are kicking off our first Saturday this Saturday, May 15th. It's in the heart of downtown Springfield at 4th and Adams from 8 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. And it goes Wednesdays and Saturdays all the way through October 31st. And we also have holiday markets as well. And so those SNAP funds are good until December 31st, 2021.
Okay, so if you're a SNAP customer, get down to the farmer's market. If you're not a SNAP customer, also get down to the farmer's market. We will be there with bells on Saturday. We'll see you there, Kayla.
Thanks, guys. See ya.
Bye, Kayla. Thank you.
All right, this sounds like a really amazing program. And one of the things that Kayla highlighted was how much of an impact this program not only has on SNAP customers, but also on farmers. I mean, having an extra $14,000 in their pockets, or a total of, $28,000 from SNAP customers coming to the market that might not have otherwise shopped at the market. That's a lot of extra cash in a farmer's pocket. It might really help their bottom lines.
Absolutely. And that's exactly right. Small farmers tell us that programs like this are so important to them. The farmer members that we have and our eater members of the Stewardship Alliance actually voted to make this one of their top priorities in 2021. So small fruit and vegetable farmers, they don't get the same kind of federal support that our corn and soybean farmers receive. So this program makes a huge impact. And here in Illinois, we import 95% of the food that we eat in our state. Ignore those lemons. They made another appearance.
We have to import some food, but we should be growing more of our own.
Right. So let that sink in. That means that 95% of the money we spend on food is not being reinvested into our local economies. The Snapback program is brilliant because it is doing two things at the same time. It is addressing the public health crisis by helping SNAP customers afford fresh, healthy food, while also making our local economy stronger by reinvesting those dollars into the pockets of family farmers in our state instead of those big box stores.
I love good legislation that solves root problems.
Communications director here, if you couldn't tell, always has those good puns. So again, for the folks at home, if you want to help make sure that every farmer's market in Illinois has a SNAP Match program, click on the link in the chat. And I think we're pretty much ready to do some stuff here. And I think we can, we've already sliced, so let's get that Feta Dip going.
All right, let's see if I can get this Feta Dip going. Okay, here we have our Greek yogurt. This is made with a Greek yogurt base. You don't have to use a Greek yogurt base if we like it because it's healthier, but you could substitute avocado here. You could substitute sour cream. You could substitute some olive oil. You have to play around, with a little bit with the proportions. But like I said, we're not recipe people, so be creative in the kitchen. You don't have to follow the recipe exactly. All right, we got Greek yogurt. We're gonna dump our feta here. And we're gonna get all of that in there because we love it.
Oh man, that is full. And the recipe calls for about 2 tablespoons of lemon juice that I pre-squeezed
in there. And
black pepper.
Black pepper. We got some green onions going into this puppy. And our recipe actually called for parsley and dill. We didn't have any, they're not in season yet, but what we did have was carrot tops. And carrot tops are a member of the parsley family. So we're gonna use those as a substitution as well into our Feta Dip here. The only thing you have to be careful with, they have woody stems, so just make sure you're using the leafy green portion, but it's gonna taste pretty much just like parsley. So we'll save you from having to buy some extra parsley there. Okay, we're gonna see if this actually blends. Might need more lemon juice or a little water here to make this go.
I love it. So Molly's gonna blitz that up. Fingers crossed.
Ready to turn on?
We're gonna add
a little water this
thing. All right. Moment of truth.
Okay, here we go.
There we go. Perfect. It's blending. Okay, I think we're good. So
one of the things that I forgot to ask Kayla though is how is their SNAP Match program funded? Because if farmers markets, like the Old Capitol Farmers Market, are able to raise their own funds, why should the state chip in funding? We all know the state's in a budget crisis, so why should they chip in?
Yeah. Good point. Well, fun fact, I actually used to work at the farmer's market, so I can tell you a little bit about it. The SNAP Match program is funded by a grant through an amazing organization called Experimental Station. Shout out to Experimental Station. They award grants through about 90 farmers markets here in Illinois. That does sound like a lot, but actually there are over 350 farmers markets just in our state. So there isn't enough grant funding to go around, and that means while the Old Capitol Farmers Market in Springfield can afford a SNAP match program, a smaller farmers market maybe in Galesburg may not. So that's a real disadvantage to the farmers and SNAP customers in those communities.
Yeah, and what's more, if Illinois appropriates this $500,000, that funding is eligible for a federal match, which would actually bring another $500,000 investment into the state of Illinois and create a fund of $1 million that would be spent directly with SNAP families and farmers in Illinois.
$1 million. Sorry to do that again. I can't help myself.
Okay, Liz, I'm convinced every farmer's market in Illinois should have a SNAP match program. So what can folks do?
So this year we worked with a coalition of food, farm, and hunger organizations. Shout out to our partners at the Illinois Public Health Institute, who are leading the coalition to reintroduce a bill called the Healthy Local Food Incentive Fund, which is the bill number is HB 2520. So this isn't the first time we've tried. This is 4 years going, and that bill is sponsored by Republican Representative Tim Butler and Democratic Representative Sonia Harper. So huzzah for bipartisan support there.
Yeah, bipartisan.
The bill asks legislators to appropriate $500,000 to the Healthy Local Food Incentive Fund in the state budget, and that $500,000 would help make it possible for farmers markets in Illinois to start or expand their SNAP match programs. But that fund won't receive that $500,000 unless legislators think it's important, which means your legislator needs to hear from you.
And we've made it super easy to contact your legislator. Just fill out our action alert form. We're dropping it in the chat right now, and it will automatically send a letter to your representative. It takes just 1 minute, and while you're doing that, I'm going to blitz up this Feta Dip. Oh, we already blitzed it up. I'm going to take this Feta Dip and put it into our bowl. And it should be just getting close to being done here.
Yeah. So, I mean, like you heard from Kayla, there could not be a more important time to support this action. Because of the pandemic, we're seeing more folks than ever in need of SNAP assistance. We know that there is more need in our communities than ever before. At this time, we want to make sure that the increased federal SNAP aid coming into our state is addressing the root economic issues and supporting small farms and businesses in our state.
I know that our members and local food advocates across the state have been working since 2016 to get funding for this program, but this year feels like the year when it will finally happen.
You know, Molly, I think so too, but only if everybody takes action.
All right, okay, so let's see. Let me just move this stuff out of the way here. Oh my gosh, check out this beautiful spread.
Gorgeous.
I love a charcuterie board. This is like perfect for an afternoon snack, like right now, so that's great, but also great for, you know, your Friday night snacking too.
Yes. So thank you for everyone for joining us today. Don't forget, if you think families in your community should have access to fresh produce like this, and that they should be able to make their own spring charcuterie board for their families as a healthy snack for kids, or let's face it, a really delicious meal for adults, please take 1 minute to send a letter to your legislator.
Thank you so much, everyone. We'll see you next time.
Bye.